After watching the Bills lose to the Jets, this is going to be sounding really weird. I actually vomited because of that. I'm not joking. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, my girlfriend's like, is that because they lost? I'm like, first I said no, but then said, yeah, I think it might have been. That was the most sickening game I've seen the Bills play in a long time. You had the Jets on the freaking ropes. And what do? You don't even want to try to run the ball. I've been saying they need to run the ball. They won't. This might be the beginning of the end of Josh Allen's era with Buffalo because he's already beat up. After his fourth season, I remember him in an interview saying he couldn't do much in the offseason because he was so exhausted. Now it's year number 4. And one of the reasons is because his body's taking too many hits. They refuse to run the ball. Oh, we're concerned about the hits Josh Allen's taking. Well, run the damn ball. Yesterday would have been a perfect example. Because once Aaron Rodgers went down, you know the Jets don't have much of an offense without him. They could have ran the ball and kept running the ball. I don't care if it's 3 times in a row and you have to punt it because the Jets don't really have this high-powered offense without Rodgers in there. And then you could wear them down and then do play action. So the way I see it is the Bills coaching staff has to go. They're just not very good. They're not creative. They don't want to run the ball. No team has ever won the Super Bowl by one-dimensional. It's never happened. Dan Marino didn't win it because they didn't want to run the ball. Dan Fouts too. So I've seen many teams win Super Bowls, that the quarterback wasn't all that great at all, especially in the Super Bowl, but they ran the ball. And the Bills have a very decent defense. And when I started watching the game, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Why? And I knew that was going to happen. Josh Allen's all messed up. I don't think he's ever going to go back to his old form. And I never liked Brian Daboll either because I think he actually ruined the Bills by his philosophy of never wanting to run the ball. So Ken Dorsey comes over and takes over the playbook. So what does he do? He does the same thing Brian Daboll does, is not run the ball. I'm like, I can't stand that. It drives me freaking nuts on why them not running the ball. I'm so pissed off at this freaking idiots. They got to get rid of the coaching staff. They got to find one that's committed to running the ball. Why would you even think of drafting a running back or even trying to sign a running back when you're not going to utilize them? I mean, come on. What's his name? Cooks. I believe he was a last pick of the second round. That's a pretty high draft pick. Do they utilize him? Of course not. And then last year, the trade deadline, they get Hines. Well, what's the purpose of giving up any draft picks if you're not going to utilize them as running backs at all? They could have easily, if that was me, once Aaron Rodgers went down, I would have started to say, okay, they don't have much of an offense, so we keep running the ball. They will not run the ball. So the Bills are never going to win the Super Bowl. I'm okay with it now. I know I can enjoy watching knowing that my heart's not going to be broken anymore because I don't have any expectations. Because I'm sorry, some people think that Marv Levy was this great football coach. He sucked. I mean, Sean McDermott's in the same category. He's just not a very good head coach. I'm sorry. The Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls under Levy. So, did they win any? No. It goes to show you against the Giants, for some odd reason, they didn't want to run the ball much when the Giants were begging them to run the ball. And so what happened was they put it in Kelly's hands the whole time. Giants went into like a 3-man pass rush, a 1.2-man pass rush. The point is, when you don't run the ball, your team usually sucks. I'm sorry, but it's true. When he's 85% of his offense, which is Allen, bad things are going to happen. Turnovers are going to happen, and then you're going to wear the guy out. Look what happened to Andrew Luck when they couldn't run the ball. His career ended shortly. The difference is they tried to run the ball with Andrew Luck. The Bills don't even try. Singletary, when he was with the Bills, I remember at one point, I looked up, he had like 5.3 yards per carry at one point. And I'm thinking, then why aren't they handing the ball off then? I mean, I just think that they're a mess. I think they got to get rid of the coaching staff. I'm really annoyed. So I can go in there saying they're probably not even going to make the playoffs because of this poor coaching staff. And trust me, it's not because of Josh Allen. Those 3 interceptions could have been avoided if they would have ran the ball. So what they try to do, go down the field to probably the top secondary in all of football. I think it was a joke. I think they could have been more conservative. People say, well, when the problem is when people have superstar quarterbacks, coaches, sometimes they don't know how to use them. And it's so true. I mean, they don't know how to use Josh Allen. We don't want to take the bull out of his hand. I'm not saying totally but run the ball more. And look what happens. It just drives me crazy that he's probably one of the greatest talented quarterbacks ever in the history of the NFL. And look what's going to happen. I mean, Brian Daboll, look what he did for him. He didn't do anything to his development. Josh Allen was a hard worker and had the skill set anyways. And then Ken Dorsey takes over. Does he run the ball? Nah. I'm not going to run the ball either. I'm going to take over the same play calling. And I thought they would learn, but since they're not going to learn, they got to get rid of him. Just give me your thoughts on this one. Do you think the Bills should fire the whole coaching staff? Because I know the Bills aren't going to win the Super Bowl. That's for sure. Please leave your comments. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification. And I'll talk to you later. Hopefully next week it'll be a better game.